Hello. Hey. So today is March 14th. It is pie day. So we're back in the kitchen. We're gonna make a pie related recipe. I was invited to participate in this pie day collaboration by the channel Life Joyfully Done. And there's a lot of channels participating that are Disney themed, and a lot of them are channels that I know and love. I know some of the channels are new to me. So after I film this, edit it, and post it, I'm gonna go watch what everybody else made. So of course I'll be dropping all of the participating channels down in the description box if you want to check them out too. As far as I know, I'm the only vegan channel participating. I don't know if I'm the only vegan recipe, but if you are watching my channel because you're vegan and you run into some other recipes on the list that are not vegan and you want help veganizing them, because I'm sure there's some great recipes on there that aren't vegan, but you can make some swaps, feel free to ask me and I will help you if I can. I'm sure within the next couple days I'll be familiar with all of those videos, so feel free to ask. This is me getting turned. I don't even know. I don't really drink alcohol. The wildest I get is having those black top label kombuchas, not this one, but the the GTs that have a little bit of higher alcohol. But I don't think I really feel anything after I drink this brand of kombucha. But I know after I drink those GT ones, I'll feel a little bit jolly. Okay, so I'm going to be showing you the ingredients for this recipe in just a second, but first of all, today is pie day. So I feel like I should tell you what that means, what pie is. For those who don't know, I was a biology major. I took a lot of math classes, and I can't tell you with 100% confidence what pie is, what pie means. Actually, one of the reasons I changed my major is because I didn't want to take any more math classes, so that kind of makes sense. I think if I was on like a game show or something and someone asked me what is pi, the answer that I would give, my best guess, I think that you multiply pi times the radius of a circle to get the area or circumference. It's either area or circumference. I feel like if I was on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, I would do the 50-50 option, and probably the two options it would leave me with would be area or circumference. Hey Siri, I'm gonna phone a friend. What is pi?
Okay, I found this on the web for what is pi. Check.
I didn't even get the radius right. So it's the ratio of the diameter of the circle to the circumference. Hey Siri, what's the formula to find the circumference of a circle?
The formula for the circumference of a circle is c equals 2r, in which r equals radius.
Okay, so that's why I got confused, because the formula is circumference equals 2 pi r, 2 pi times the radius, so it's double the radius, which is also the diameter. Can someone who knows math explain to me why that's necessary? Why is it 2 pi r and not just pi times diameter? I'm gonna stick to what I know and let's just start cooking. And I should, full disclosure, I'm gonna tell you I've never made this recipe before. I looked at some similar kind of recipes online, but I didn't find exactly what I was making, but it should be easy. The filling is pretty straightforward. The crust is already pre-made. I wanted to keep this as easy as possible for you guys and also for me, because I wanted something convenient that I could kind of grab and go, something that'll keep in the fridge for a little while. And so we're gonna be making a breakfast hand pie. I don't think I've even said the word hand pie out loud before. It sounded weird. But I decided to do breakfast because I'm the kind of person that'll eat the same breakfast every single day of my life and get super bored. And when I have like an exciting, like ready to go breakfast, it's like I'm like a kid on Christmas morning. Like I wake up looking forward to eat my fun breakfast. I also wanted something that was easy and convenient to like take with me on the go. Like if I have an early morning at work and I want to eat in the car or eat at work, ideally at some point we'll be rope dropping again. And if I have to hit the road and head to Disneyland or something, like I like to take breakfast in the car with me on those days. And if I don't, then I'm hungry and cranky by like 9 a.m. and next thing you know, I'm eating a Dole Whip for breakfast. So I feel like this will be good for that too. Okay, so one of the most important ingredients is this puff pastry. It's from Pepperidge Farms. It's just totally store-bought, ready to go. It comes frozen, so you have to sit it on the counter for about 40 minutes before you use it. There's also a microwave defrosting option, but I've never tried that. I've always just put it on the counter, and mine has been sitting out, so it's ready to go. Okay, so then for the filling, I got some benevolent bacon. This is by Sweet Earth Foods, and I really like this bacon. This is probably one of my favorite vegan bacons. It's not as, it doesn't crisp up as much as like real bacon, like meat bacon. It says on the package it's hickory and sage flavor, and I think it has kind of like a nice smoky flavor to it. I really like this bacon. We also got Just Egg, which is a vegan egg substitute. If you've been following along on Instagram, I had this a few days ago when I went to Pete's and I tried their breakfast sandwich. They're not using this exact type of Just Egg. They're using a newer one that's like, they call it a folded egg or something. So it comes already in that little square and it looks kind of like what you would find on a breakfast sandwich. I kind of think I like this one better, but that was my only time trying the folded egg, so I don't know, my opinion may change, but I think I like the texture of this one a little bit better. Just Egg does tend to be a little bit pricey. I think today I got it for $5.99. But I've seen it more than that. I've also seen it on pretty good sales. So this is a product that I don't always keep in my fridge unless I'm making something specific like this, or if I find it on sale, I'll usually get it. If you're on a tight budget and you're wanting to make this recipe and kind of cut corners where you can totally substitute like a tofu scramble instead of the Just Egg, and it'll still be just as good. It'll just be a little bit cheaper. If you've never made tofu scramble before, just look it up. There's a lot of recipes out there. It's super simple. Okay, so for the cheese, I went with the Chow cheese by Field Roast. And this might be a little bit of a controversial choice. I feel like the go-to should have maybe been shredded cheese. But Chow cheese is, I think, definitely in my top 5, probably in my top 3 of plant-based cheeses. This specific one, the original, yeah, the flavor on it is creamy original. And I would say it kind of tastes similar to like a Swiss cheese. I don't know if that's exactly right, because I remember Swiss cheese being a little bit more on the dry side. It has coconut oil, and I mean, it's definitely not oily, but I think it has a little more moisture than like dairy, than I remember dairy Swiss cheese having. But yeah, this is for sure one of my favorite vegan cheeses. Usually I'll use it on sandwiches, like whether that's like a tofurkey sandwich kind of situation or like grilled cheese. I'll eat it right out of the package. I think this was the first vegan cheese that I ever liked enough to eat it right out of the package. I mean, that was a few years ago. Things have improved since then, but this is still, I think it was the first vegan cheese that I 100% loved. You'll always be my first love, Chow cheese. Okay, so I think that's it for the ingredients. One last thing, being that this is a Disney collaboration, I'm gonna try making some of these things Mickey shaped. I'm probably gonna do most of them in just regular circles because I feel like my original plan was actually to do all of them Mickey shaped, but I feel like being that I'm using like an actual, I was also originally thinking about doing like a jam based filling, but I feel like being that my filling is a little more substantial, like the ears are probably gonna get a little funny. I feel like there's a good chance that this Mickey will come out looking like Oswald. But I don't know, I mean, I'm sure they'll still taste good. I will try a couple of Mickeys just to try to keep the magic alive, but I think most of them are gonna be circles. Also, being that it's Pie Day, I feel like a circle is appropriate too, so we're gonna have the best of both worlds. All right guys, let's start cooking.
Benevolent bacon cooks pretty quickly. You'll only need to cook these for about a minute or 2 on each side to get them crispy. Technically they are already fully cooked when they come out of the package, so you could put these directly into your hand pies, but I would recommend putting them in a skillet for a couple minutes just so you get that crispy texture. To prepare the Just Egg, just give it a good shake, and then I added it to this pan that I had already sprayed with cooking spray. After that, you just want to scramble it the same way you would scramble a regular egg. That's actually the directions that they have on the package, is to scramble like an egg. You can also season it however you would normally season scrambled eggs. I always just like salt and pepper. Scramble it pretty well, and then this would also be a good time if you're using shredded cheddar cheese. You could go ahead and add it here. As I mentioned, I used a glass to cut circles into my puff pastry. It didn't cut all the way through, so I did have to use a sharp knife to trace around the circle once I made the shape. Okay, so the last 15 minutes or so were a bit of a blur. I've gone through one pack of pastry. Actually, I should say it was a half a pack because it comes with 2 sheets, and I used the previous sheet for another Disney related recipe, which I will link in the description box. This is not what it looks like when it comes out of the pack. I read that, I didn't know this before, but I read that you are able to actually roll out the leftovers once you cut out your shapes or whatever. You can knead it together and then roll it out, and you're supposed to end up with something resembling what you started with, but not me. Nope. So all that work, and this is what I have to show for it. This is all I got out of that one sheet of pastry. I have like 2.5. So I thought about making them just half circles instead of, you know, having a topper to go over it. But I mean, there's not very much filling as is. And another thing that I read is that you don't want to overfill them because they will get messed up. So I figured it was better to stick to the original circle plan. I do actually have another full box of puff pastry in my freezer. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that out. I'm really glad. At first I thought I wasn't gonna need one, so I almost didn't buy it, but I'm glad I did. Also, I think my plan of making Mickeys might have gone out the window. I think we should just stick with circles for today. There's definitely a difference between, I can tell like this one is fresher than the other one that I used. So even though you would think that something frozen can keep for a decent amount of time, I mean, it's not going to keep forever. So, I mean, it wasn't that long ago that I used it, but I mean, also it kind of was. So I think I'm going to use just this one sheet. Like I said, there's 2 in the pack. I'm going to use this one to finish this recipe. And then I'll save the other one, but I'll use it sooner rather than later. And if this recipe comes out any good, which like I'm already can tell that the title of this video, there's a good chance will be like Pie Day recipe fail. So I don't know, there's gonna be some room for improvement here, I think. So I'll save the other sheet. I don't want to waste it in case this is garbage. Okay. Okay guys, so this is what is going into the oven. I am almost out of puff pastry dough on that second sheet. I am out of space on my cookie sheet. I am out of patience. I am out of dangs to give about this recipe. So this is what's going in the oven. Like this looks like it looks like a Pinterest fail. And then this one, the one in the middle is the one that was like, the bottom part is the old sheet and the top is the new sheet. It just like didn't want to meld together. It's like the new sheet didn't recognize the old sheet as even being the same species. So this is what we got. These are the 2 weird ones that are out of like dough that I like hand rolled. And yeah, I don't know. And then I have all these leftovers. That's probably what I'm gonna be eating for dinner. And one of these on the side. Okay, I'm gonna put these in the oven. I'm gonna feed my cats and we'll see what transpires. Okay, we're doing the 10-minute check-in. I mean, it could be worse. It could be worse. It looks edible, but like I wouldn't serve this to somebody. Oh wait, I just saw these weird ones in the corner. Yeah, it looks like I tried to make like dinosaur cookies and failed or something. I don't know about these, you guys. I'm gonna let them cook a couple minutes longer. Okay, we're out of the oven and this is what we got. This is the one that I was saying that kind of like was separating. And then this one, what happened here? This is like, I don't know guys, I'm speechless. I'm not sure what I did. Is this, I mean, it's kind of what they're supposed to look like, right? I don't know if I'm just like being hard on myself because I've never made this before, and so I'm not sure what it's supposed to look like when I made it correctly. I mean, they're supposed to look kind of rustic, right? Those two, those are a little bit too rustic. Those look like potatoes I just dug out of the ground or something. I don't know, maybe these other 4 look okay. Am I just being too hard on myself? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Would you smash?
Okay, hi, I'm back. That was quite the adventure. So I don't know, I was kind of oh, pen zone. So I don't know, like I was kind of ragging on myself, like as I was taking them out of the oven. I don't know if I would call this a fail. It's like a medium fail. It's like an almost not fail. Maybe it's a success. So these three, I have 4 circles and then I have 2 little weird ones. And the 3 that I have here are like the puffiest ones. I think the one that I'm gonna taste test is the other one. I think that one that's still on the pan right here. I think that came out looking like more like what I expected they were gonna look like. I think they might still flatten out just a, see, this is the one that's like open. I think they might flatten out just a little bit like as they cool. I'm not totally sure if these are cool enough to taste. Like as I opened this, I saw there was like steam coming out, but I don't know. I want to hurry up and do my taste test as soon as possible so I can be done with this and edit it and post it. Actually, it just occurred to me that this one might be the hottest because it's been sitting on the pan on top of the stove. But yeah, see how this one, it's like flatter. And now I don't remember which ones were old dough and which ones were new dough. This might be actually the one that was both sides old dough, and maybe that's why it didn't puff as much. I don't know. I'm gonna cut it in half and then I will taste test it that way so I can see if it's cooled off enough. Okay, so here is what the inside looks like. Also, when I went to cut it, I just turned the oven back on because over here I have, I don't know if you can see it, but there's like a piece of dough that's like, I'm gonna make like another one. I'm gonna fold it over, but it's gonna be like this size. So we'll see how it goes. I like turned the oven off when I thought I was failing, but now that it seems like it turned out okay, I'm gonna go ahead and make that one too. Okay, so here is your cross section. There we go, okay. So now you can see it. It took me a while to get that to autofocus. So I kind of wish that I could put more filling in here and like less crust. I think there are other recipes out there that don't use puff pastry. Like I said, I wanted to keep things simple for this recipe, but I think if I were to do it again, maybe I would try making my own dough, which I feel like after all of the stress of this one, like being more ambitious seems like a bad move, but I don't know, I want to get it right, you know? Okay, I'm gonna taste it. I think the first bite was a lot of crust. Let me taste it again. Okay, it's good. I think that there should be more bacon, which I guess that's another good reason that I'm doing the taste test before I put that big one in there, because now I know what kind of ingredient ratio I need. Because I think I took a clip of this, I'm pretty sure I showed you, but I just kind of ripped up little pieces of bacon and kind of sprinkled them on there. I think I probably should have just used like, maybe not full pieces, but like bigger pieces. I was kind of going for like a ham and cheese croissant kind of situation. I don't think I fully explained that either when I was choosing sliced cheese over shredded cheese, but that's kind of what I was going for. So I think on the one that I'm about to put in the oven, I will try it that way. Also, when I scrambled the just egg, I only used pepper. I think I probably could have done a little more pepper and also added some salt. I kind of overestimated how much salt there was going to be like in the bacon and the cheese. And I mean, there probably is salt in there, but it doesn't taste salty. I think it would have been better with a little bit of more salt added. All in all though, it's not too bad. It's not a bad first attempt and I'm glad that I tried it. I think I should try it again and see if I can improve it. I do have that other sheet of puff pastry left in the freezer. This is what those 2 weird ones ended up looking like. It looks like a 3-year-old's art project or something. All right guys, thanks for hanging in there with me today. Thanks for watching. Make sure to check out the other videos in the collaboration, in the Pie Day collab. I think there were a couple of other people who mentioned theirs were like borderline fails, but some other people said their recipes turned out really good, so I can't wait to check those out too. Let me know if you decide to try this recipe or if you've made anything similar in the past, and maybe you can advise me like how I can make it better. I'm gonna just keep gesturing with these. Like, this is my comfort zone. I never know what to do with my hands, so it's always better if I'm holding a prop, even if the prop is like weird dough monsters. All right guys, I'm gonna go. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye.